Hello, hello, and welcome in. Please let me know if you're having trouble hearing me at all. Hi, Sophie, how are you? Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. Hey, James, I was just doing a sound check, so I turned the volume down a little bit on the background music. I'm hoping that that helps tonight. If there's any trouble hearing me, please let me know because I don't know what happened last time, but it seemed like it just wasn't picking up on my voice or something. I don't really know what was going on. Hey, SB, welcome in. How are you? SB, I think you donated. I want to say I got it. Yeah, it looks like I got it. So you'll be next, SB. So, James, this reading, it doesn't feel great. Also, if you guys aren't able to hear me, please let me know. I'm like super paranoid during this live stream because last time it was so bad. All right, so James, I'm not necessarily getting like a super great reading for you. So we have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Eight of Swords. Those are not amazing cards. We do have the Ace of Cups under intentions. And then we have the Temperance card under the overall energy. So it seems like the main theme here is there needs to be some type of feeling of balance. I think that a lot of times when temperance comes through, it can feel like one person is putting more effort in, and then maybe feeling like you have to adjust the typical way that you would normally love or show interest or show affection. You have to kind of like moderate yourself, and sometimes that can feel really inorganic or inauthentic to do that. Maybe at times, James, you might feel that way. You might feel like you have to dial things back or be more reserved than you care to be. You probably want to be more expressive with her, but you always feel like you have to watch like her energy to see if she's inviting to it. On the flip side of the coin, it can sometimes feel like for her, maybe she feels pressure, she adds pressure to herself from time to time to be more for you than what she's mentally prepared for. This is kind of a tough spot because you see so much progress and then it's like something happens and you're like, what's going on? And really all it comes down to, you can't hear anything at all. Okay, hold on, because I'm not on mute. Hold on. I just did the playback, James. Let me see how far to dial back. So we have the 10 of paranoid during this live stream because last time it was so bad. So James, scroll back about 3 minutes and then maybe play on faster speed until you can catch up, because I just did playback and I can hear it. And now I have to figure out where I left off. Hold on. I just did playback. And at all, nothing happens. And you're like, what's going on? No, it's okay. And really all it comes down to, you can't hear anything at all. So yeah, what I was going to say was, oh my god, I was gonna say what it all comes down to, and then I completely lost my train of thought. Hold on. What it all comes down to. Spirit, what does it all come down to? Remind me what I was gonna say. Okay, that sounds good. So I was like, all it comes down to is something, and then I completely like blinked because I saw your comment. Um, so hold on, let me get back into this. Give me a second. I think there's something here. I don't know exactly what I was going to say, but I think it was just going to basically, essentially, just roundabout. What it comes down to is that's okay, James. What it comes down to is what you are willing to, I suppose, subject yourself to. I feel like that's kind of where I was trying to go, but I lost the words there. But I feel like at times we have to I mean, I hope things are going well for you. It's just for whatever reason it feels like it's like stepped back a little bit. Not I wouldn't say necessarily canceled plans or anything. I'm not like picking up on anything like drastic, but I do notice that when things, it's kind of like a block in a way, because like some people have trouble with like money, right? Money starts flowing in, it starts feeling really good, and then you start overthinking it, and then you block yourself. And so um, I think sometimes, oh, she's sick. I'm sorry to hear that. I think sometimes we can sometimes overthink things and then get in our head about things. And then sometimes that can kind of ruin like the flow of how things are going. But I am sorry to hear that she's not doing so well. I'm trying to see if there's like anything that might indicate sickness, but not necessarily getting that. Um, I think, and here's the thing, this may not even have anything to do with her or you specifically, it's just the circumstances. But if you notice, there's times where you guys are really in flow, and then there's times where you're not. And even if it's not your choice or her choice, something like this happens, right? Something kind of gets in the way. Um, and my thing is you just have to persevere. You have to allow yourself to just be okay with things not going exactly the way you would have wanted or the way that you would have hoped. Um, that's the hard part too as a reader with tarot readings is like, I want to tell you, stick it out, like really just like hold on to this person, see this through. And that's what I want to tell you, James. I also know there's only so much that one person can handle without seeing progress. There's only so much effort that someone can put in without seeing payoff. So maybe, James, don't give her a timeline, but give yourself one and say, if I don't see any movement, like true forward movement by the end of the year, then it need to be done here, at least for now, or like the end of August or something, like, because I don't want you to get stuck into a cycle of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and constantly feeling like the shoe's gonna drop. I do feel that trajectory for this relationship until you guys have commitment with each other. So hold strong. That's basically my message here. Hold strong. As far as her effort, thoughts, feelings, intentions. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands clarifying the Ten of Wands. That's kind of like that overthinking thing here. Thoughts, we have Ten of Swords and the Six of Cups. To me, that feels like, oh, wow, I don't think I've ever gotten this message before. Um, I can't remember how you said things ended in your the first time around. I can't remember how you said, like, what happened or if you ever told me. It could have just been a mutual agreement. Maybe you guys had to go to separate colleges or go your separate ways or something, and it was more like, I hope we can come back together at some point. Unfortunately, the circumstances aren't great. But I see here with the Ten of Swords and the Six of Cups is that she wants to reconcile with you. She wants to come back together in a relationship with you. But there's something here about not wanting the past to repeat itself. And so I don't know if that has to do with you. You don't have to clarify if you don't want to, but if things ended weird last time you guys were together, or I'm trying to remember if you ever told me. But yeah, there's something here about like wanting to try again, but not wanting the past to repeat itself, or not wanting history to repeat itself. We were young and it took me off guard. I still don't know why she broke up with me all those years. Maybe she hopes that she's grown. Maybe she hopes she's matured and that you've changed, and that if you guys did this again, that could partly be her hesitancy here, because the message I felt was like it's very strongly wanting to be with you, wanting to reunite with you and give this a go again, but not wanting history to repeat itself. So maybe she doesn't trust herself to, for whatever reason, that needs to be cleared up. Whatever reason you guys broke up in the first place, that's important to talk about. But maybe she worries like she's gonna get in that place again, and she doesn't want to do that. So there could be something there that needs to be communicated with her. Yeah, very young, very, very young. 15 is, 15 for me was first love. 15 is a very young age. It's where you're like exploring yourself, your bodies, your like who you are as a person, what you stand for. It's self-discovery. It's a lot. And so I think she just hopes that enough time has passed. Yeah. Yeah. So it feels like to me that she is just maybe not trusting herself. That could be the message here, because I'm like trying to understand what could make her so guarded and hesitant, where it's like everything's a green flag, everything's a green light, let's just do this thing. But what is this that's holding her back, or could be holding her back? And that's what it feels like to me. I do have the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Swords clarifying the Ace of Cups. So I think this is like some type of, I feel like she just needs to be, oh, she was your first kiss, that's so sweet. You never forget your first love. You really don't. I feel like I am being urged, James, to tell you to talk to her about, and you can be delicate with it. You don't have to like put her on the spot, but you need to understand why you guys broke up in the first place. You need to understand where you're coming from to know where you're going. And the fact that you still don't know why, and the fact that she refuses to jump into a relationship with you after all these years, that she still like has to test the waters and all of that. Like, I think this is definitely worth a conversation for her that's going to go deeper than what tarot can do, because tarot a lot of times can have 3 or 4 explanations for a lineup, like a card lineup, and we're only going to be speculating unless you go directly to her. We're going to have to it's like multiple choice, and we have to try to decipher between her actions, what you know about her, what the readings have said in the past. And I think for some reason I'm hearing this message of like, James, you got to talk to her about this. You have to find out what is, because here's the thing, Ace of Cups, she has this desire to be with you. She does. She wants a romantic relationship with you, but she's holding herself up for some reason. And it's kind of coming through like the past is repeating itself, or could the past potentially repeat itself? Can I trust myself to not hurt him this time? You know, um, can I trust myself to not get hurt by this relationship and just like let myself be in it and enjoy it? um, there's like something here that needs to be talked about, and it's going to be an intimate conversation, but it's something that you need to understand, um, because I think that's going to liberate her, because she could be holding on to something potentially. She could be holding on to something and not being like honest or upfront, or like play the worst case scenario game. And as soon as she gets it off her chest, she feels relieved, liberated, and judging by your reaction, and it may not seem as big and scary as she's making it up to be in her head. So, yeah, I think maybe just saying, like, I've always been curious. I don't even know if you remember, but all those years ago when you broke up with me, do you remember why? Like, do you remember what was going on in your head or what you were thinking at that time? I think that's something that you need to know. Yeah, it's very true, James. It's very true. But for some reason, I'm hearing like history. You need to know where you're coming to know where you're going. Sorry, that was my husband's text message. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm getting, James, as far as that goes. I think that's important to have that conversation. I think that the energy around the relationship with the whole balance is making me feel like you guys can have what you want, especially because the Nine of Cups is showing up. Um, I think this is, but, before I end this reading, I really want to be clear. This needs to be like an in-person conversation, or at a minimum, over the phone. Because I don't want this to turn into like another misunderstanding or anything like that, because it's going to be kind of like, I don't want that to happen. But I feel like we need to go deeper, James, with her. I feel like it's important that you guys have those heart to hearts, and that she can feel safe to open up to you. I noticed with a lot of the readings we do and some of the conversations that you share with me, she does a lot of the times have her defenses up, which means that she doesn't feel like she can be open with and honest with you without you having something to say or trying to find a solution or whatever. You're trying to help or be helpful. So I think that she needs to feel like she can just open up and be safe with you. I think that's really important. Yeah, and that could be part of the reason why she gets so defensive, because like you said, it may not even have anything to do with you. It's just the way that she acts with anybody. I think it's her fear, maybe like she's seen this story before, a guy like me who was into her and then ends up breaking with her heart. Has she told you that before? What are Patty's intentions for their relationship together? Ugh, James, I feel for her. That's like a really hard thing to get over. Trust is a big one. Trust is so huge. Like when you feel like you can believe every single word out of someone's mouth, and they keep their promises, and they do what they say they're going to do, and they follow through, and they show up consistently, um, that's a game changer. And maybe she just hasn't had the opportunity to experience that yet. So James, when she thinks of you, she looks at you as more than friends, okay? So this is a relationship with you that she wouldn't give to just any old friend, okay? You're more than that. A friend would be someone who you shoot the shit with, you dap each other up at the end of the night, go on your separate ways. I feel like with you, it's different. With you, it's definitely more affectionate. She lets you in further than she lets a lot of other people. When she thinks of you or thinks of your relationship with each other, she is open to romance. She, like, what it feels like to me is almost like if friends with benefits also had like an emotional aspect. Like, friends with benefits is basically like a physical connection for a specific result. You just hook up and you're done. But there's an emotional added element that is in this, and that could be because of your connection, also your long-standing history with one another. So I can't sit here and say it's just friendship. Now, I don't think you'll ever be just friendship with her. And I think that if, let's just say devil's advocate, we're not putting this out there, I'm just trying to make an example. If she were to date someone else, you probably couldn't be in her life because you are too much of a temptation that would be threatening to this other person that she ends up with. If you guys were just friends and you didn't have history together, you could be in her life if she was dating someone else. But I don't think that would sit right with this other person she would end up seeing, right? So clearly you're more of a threat than just a friend to anyone, any contenders. You are more than just a friend because there's a physical and emotional element to it. You are more than friends with benefits because there's an emotional element to it. And she's open to romance with you. So this is a complicated category. It's neither. It's none of the above and all of the above at the same time. If you want to know like a clear-cut answer, you're not friend zoned, if that helps. You're not friend zoned with her. Does she know where she wants this to lead eventually? I think that she doesn't really know. But I think that she knows where your head is at. And I think she's entertaining your intention. Do you get what I mean? So since she knows where your head is at and what you want from this, if she wasn't open to it, she wouldn't be communicating with you. She wouldn't be entertaining you because she wouldn't want to lead you on. Is she still figuring things out? Yes. But I think she's open to it all. And I think that she's very clear where you stand. You might have actually even told her where you stand. So I think that she's understanding that and open to whatever happens. It is. It's one of those like it's complicated situations. And that's why I said it all comes down to how long you're willing to subject yourself to this. Are you willing to see it through, see it out, persevere? Do you want to give yourself a due date? If you're not seeing massive progress, then maybe put this on the back burner. Or what do you want to do? I think that's something you have to consider. But I think that there's a lot of heart-to-hearts that need to happen, like a judgment-free zone of understanding, because James, you know her so well. But I also feel like there's so much about her she thinks you don't know. And so I think it would be really nice if she could just open up. The hard part is getting her to that point where she wants to. So, James, maybe just talking to her about your own stuff or your own history or the problems that you're working through, and letting her be the one to offer solutions or insight or be a shoulder to cry on, because we're all on a healing journey. Also, James, you can post your other question whenever you're ready. We're all on a healing journey. None of us are 100% healed. I fully believe if we were 100% healed, we'd be dead. So I think as long as you're alive, you've got things to heal from and learn. So maybe just turning the tables around. I don't know. And letting her help you, but not in like a condescending way. Don't just try to think of a problem just to have that conversation with her. But if there's something that you're really struggling with, or you would like some guidance or insight, I think there's just heart to hearts that are needed. For some reason, it feels like she wants to feel that quality intimacy, like mentally, like a mental, emotional intimacy with you. Yeah, she knows how you feel. Yep, she does. And I don't see her as someone who would just kind of lead you on either. So I feel with that, because she knows how you feel and she wouldn't lead you on, that there has to be some game plan here for her. How will teaching her Reiki affect our relationship together? Oh, shoot. Did she agree to that? How will teaching her Reiki affect the relationship? SB, if you're in here, you can post. How will teaching Reiki affect the relationship? Will this be positive? Will this be negative? How will it affect the relationship? Well, I have the Lovers. I like to see that. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Three of Cups. We didn't set up a day or time yet, but she wants me to teach her. Ooh, I love that. Okay. I honestly, James, here's the thing. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I sense that she has sometimes preconceived ideas of who you are or how you'll be. And I think you're going to surprise her. I think you're going to catch her off guard. And she's going to be very, very impressed with how well you teach. I think sometimes she can expect the worst. You know what I mean? She's very presumptuous, and she's probably gonna go into this thinking, oh, he's just gonna try to show off, and he's just gonna try to act like he knows everything, and I'm gonna feel so out of my element and feel so inferior and da 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 da, or whatever she's thinking in her head. But I feel like you're gonna be so brilliant, you're gonna be so patient, you're gonna be so powerful, and it's gonna be very, very attractive to her. And I think that if you can just kind of remove the fact that you guys know each other, just treat her like any other person you would be treating, pretty much pretend like she's not her. Just, if you can, pretend like she's not her, she's just some random person that you're instructing. I think that she is going to be really, really surprised by you and kind of taken back by like how well you know your craft. Don't underestimate how attractive it is when someone knows what they're doing. Like, and I it could just be me, it could be a handful of people, but I feel like mental intelligence, like when someone really knows something that I don't know, it is like the most attractive thing ever. Whenever someone like has an answer to something that I don't, and I think it's because I'm part Gemini too, that I know a little bit about everything. So when someone is a master at something, or someone knows like everything about one thing, that's brilliant to me, because I only know a little bit about everything. So and my husband will do it all the time. He'll catch me off guard and know like some random trivia fact, and I'm just like, you are so hot to me right now. And I just think that's so interesting, and I think that people respond in that same way. So I think you're going to surprise her. I think she's going to go, wow, I'm seeing a whole other side to him that I've never seen before, and this has really got me like, wow, like I think that she's just going to be very impressed by you. So whatever it is that you can do to just very much separate the fact that you know her while you're teaching her, let her guide herself while you teach her what to do. I think that's going to be very, very important. And I think that also seeing just the way that you teach, your knowledge about it. Yeah, that's pretty, I'm going in circles, but I just feel like that's just going to be very impressive to her. So as far as affecting the relationship, because she's impressed by you, she's seeing a different side to you, you're able to really kind of go, share. Oh, that's the other thing too, is your passion for it. Thank you, Spirit. Your passion for it, they're saying is going to be very, very, very cool to watch, because when someone's passionate about something, they're also very attractive. So I think there's just going to be this pull to you, and being like, wow, like, yeah, that's my guy. Like, that's my guy who knows what he's doing, and he's teaching and he's doing his thing. And I feel like there's just going to be a lot of excitement surrounding seeing you so passionate about what it is that you're doing. It's just going to feel like she's seeing a side to you that maybe she doesn't typically get to experience, or maybe never experienced. And I think that's going to feel really nice to her. And then in turn, I think it's going to be exciting for her, because then you guys have something else to, oh my God, what is the word that I'm trying to say? Like common ground, common interest, like something else to basically anchor your relationship. Because then she might find other things exciting about Reiki that she learns, and she comes to you and she's like, hey, do you know about this, or do you know about that? And then it's basically just another point of contact for you guys to have by sharing this common interest. And who's to say where it's going to go from there? This could be a one-time only thing, or this could be something she continues to want to do. But I think that's just going to create like this other layer to your, like another bond, like another layer to your connection. We have the King of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Lovers, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. So that is what I've got, James. I hope that clarifies. As far as the relationship goes, it's, like I said, just another contact point. It's just another way to bond together. And I think by her seeing a side to you that she typically is not exposed to is only going to make for a stronger connection between you guys. So that is my thoughts, advice, and prediction. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions to that. Also, I don't know if you got, well, I know James is on my Instagram, but for those of you who are here that did not know that I was going live tonight, my internet was out since 4 o'clock my time, and it's 12 a.m. right now. So unfortunately, I thought I was not going to be able to come on, and then when I was able to, it was very, very late. So that is why I'm on basically the next day. So James, I think you're still listening, but let me know if you have any questions. We're gonna shuffle for SB. Okay. In-depth love spread with the Cancer. Also, guys, let me know if you can't hear me. Hopefully you can hear me fine. I don't know what's going on with my speakers. Like, my computer's been acting like... Sorry if that was loud. My computer's been acting like someone dropped it or some crazy, because for some reason it's just not working properly. I also think YouTube is having trouble because whenever I sign in for a broadcast, it's always talking about like streaming efficiency metrics and stuff, and then of course our internet went out earlier, so I'm just checking in to make sure you guys can still hear me okay. And actually, let me turn my mic up a little bit. Maybe this will help. We'll see. If that's too loud, let me know. If it didn't do anything, then that's fine too. All right, in-depth love spread for SB and the Cancer. In-depth love spread for SB and the Cancer. Well, what I love to see so far is we have Knight and Shining Armor energy. So this is indicating lots of desire to go on dates with you. All of the, what is it called? All of the courting. Like when you're courting someone. There's also like another word, wooing, I think is a word. Basically, like the energy here of really wanting to impress you with their gentlemanly style, taking you out on dates, bringing you flowers, opening your doors. Like, it's just a very traditional mindset. I feel like he really wants to show you, like, he really wants to charm you, you know? That's what I feel like. And Knight of Cups indicates to me that there's like a lot of desire to go on like multiple dates or spend a lot of time together in this way. So this is definitely his intentions. Probably inviting you to things, trying to see you as much as possible is what it feels like. Him showing up as someone who's following his heart as well, and not afraid to take action. I feel like he's going to want to be your ideal man. Like, he's going to want to show up in a way that he thinks you're going to respond really well to. And not that he's going to try to change who he is, but he just wants to impress you is the main thing that I'm getting. And I feel like he's just super stoked to hang out and spend time together. How he feels about you, we have the Nine of Pentacles, So, again, I'm getting that theme of everything he's been through up until this point was leading him to you. So, Nine of Pentacles talks about culmination. It feels like no matter what has happened in the past, I'm being rewarded now because I was patient or I was honest or I was kind, and like all of my good karma is coming in the package of SB being interested in me. So I feel like he's feeling like you're some type of good karma coming back to him in some way, which is kind of cute because it kind of means like you're a gift to him or something along those lines. And I think that we have you as Ace of Pentacles. You're here for really any opportunity with him. The Ace of Pentacles talks about like someone who is interested in the gift of companionship, the gift of connection, something tangible. I think you might also want to be doted on a little bit. Sometimes there's a lot of like themes here about a gift or a present. So you might want him to show you a lot of interest. You might want him to really kind of go all out to make his intentions known to you. And these might be in the beginning stages like gifts of appreciation. Everyone knows there's multiple love languages, but right off the bat, you've heard a lot of things, but maybe you're looking for more action to back it up. Maybe you're looking for him to make some sweet romantic gestures and things like that just to make you feel good and solid about where you guys stand in one another's life. And I think honestly, he wants to bring clarity as well to the connection. So he wants you to also know who you are to him and where his head is at. And I don't think he ever wants you questioning like what's going on in his head. I think he wants to be very upfront. We do have the five of wands here, so this could indicate that there's still a little bit of conflicting feelings about how things have happened or unraveled lately. But it's like he wants to make sure that you know where you stand, I suppose. Um, and I think also because of it, I think he's hoping that you're still very open to him because sometimes we can assume that someone's going to be more defensive if we hear things we don't want to hear. I think he wants to just have a clean slate and get to know you without any of the noise that surrounds you guys. So my hope is that he has made it clear to you that you are the one he wants. But if that hasn't happened yet, I do feel like he's going to make sure that once he's clear-headed and he's like figured out what it is he wants, that he doesn't waste any time and he lets you know what's going on with him. So let's see what brings them together. What pulls them apart? Okay, so I'm hearing the word lollygag. So, as far as a weakness, I feel like the only way this connection could go sour, and I don't necessarily mean y'all break up, but when I say go sour, I mean could it be a little tainted or feel like you guys are working through some stuff. That weakness is due to him taking too long to make maybe define the relationship or something like that, or maybe if he makes an offer to you but you're like a little hesitant, then maybe that's going to make the relationship turn sour because he's going to feel like you're not interested. So I feel like when I hear lollygagging, I feel like it's more like the weakness here is that if either of you take too long to define the relationship, if you reject his offer or you want to take more time to make that decision, or if he takes too long to make that decision, however it plays out, I hear lollygagging. I feel like let's not waste any time. Once we know, and let's just go ahead and do something about it. That could be perceived as a weakness if too much time goes to waste, because what's really important for your relationship is to know where each other stands. And so far, I feel like you guys have done a good job at that. Let's see what the strength is. You know what? Actually, I don't think that either of you take one another for granted. And I think that's good, because I don't think either of you are going to take advantage of the situation. When it comes to attractiveness, interest in one another, investment in one another, did I say attraction? I don't know. But I feel what's great here is that both of you know what a catch one another are. And this is coming through as a strength. That you guys know what you've got. You know what a catch he is. He knows what a catch you are. And that means that neither of you are going to take each other for granted. And neither of you are going to take advantage of one another. So basically there's equal balance. That's a strength. There's equal effort that I feel is here as well. Energy around the relationship is desire to persevere, desire to see it through. You both are still here for it. I'm also hearing the words, I'm all in. So something tells me, SB, that this is going to develop into a relationship, like a commitment to one another. But I feel like no matter the bumps along the way, most of it feels really good. And you guys have this desire to continue to see this through. What's hidden, we have the 10 of Cups. So this does talk about happiness, alignment, and relationships. So before I even got to that card, I was hearing commitment, and now I'm seeing it here with the 10 of Cups. Will the relationship be successful? I have a yes. The Knight of Pentacles. You guys do really well keeping the connection predictable is important. You can be unpredictable in the things that you do together. You can go on adventures together. You can be unpredictable on the days of the week that you guys see each other, hang out. You can be unpredictable in surprising him or he surprises you. Your relationship itself can have unpredictable adventures, but when it comes to the connection, you guys are going to be best served with routine and predictability. So if he always messages you in the morning and says good morning, and always messages you at night and says good night, if he continues that for the length of your relationship, that's going to be good for you guys. When you move in together, predictability and routine is going to be very important. You guys can be adventurous and unpredictable in the bedroom. You can be adventurous and unpredictable on your dates and where you go and what you do. But as far as the connection, it's going to be very impactful for you both, for him to know at all times who you are and how you are, and just upfront and vice versa. I feel like that's just an important message to let you know as well. Especially because if we can come from relationships where there wasn't a lot of trust, as I was telling James earlier, it's actually very cool when you have someone who's extremely predictable and routine oriented, because there's this feeling of groundedness and like you have an anchor, like you have something that you can always rely on. It's consistent. There's no variables up in the air. And that if there's any unpredictability that you want to have, you guys can get to experience that in other ways. But as far as the relationship goes, it's important to have that consistency. And I guess that was a message Spirit wanted you to know. So how will it be when they visit each other? She plans to go see him. How will it be when they visit each other? my god, you have like a lot of, holy shit, you have 4 major arcana cards here. It's a very small spread because it's a mini reading, and out of all the cards, you have 4 major arcana. All right. I don't know, SB. I don't think this is the trip that defines the relationship. I think you might need one more trip out of it, but I think this is like a halfway mark. Like you're halfway there. I really do think, SB, this is a person you're going to get into a relationship with. I see the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So these 2 cards coming out together could very well indicate that you guys are going to walk away boyfriend, girlfriend. You're going to walk away from this trip in a relationship. I can't say that with 100% certainty. It may require one more visit with each other, but I think that you guys are leveling up. You're walking away feeling a lot more secure in this relationship after this trip. Lots of major arcana cards. So we have intuition, power, transition and change, as well as traditions. So transitions and traditions. Give me a second here while I process this. Transformations as well. You got a lot of trans. But basically these cards indicate that there's a lot of common ground that is found on this visit. You might do things and realize that you have a lot more things in common than maybe you originally even knew. You get along really, really well. The Hierophant talks about how you feel like family. You feel a sense of purpose within one another. You identify with each other in some way. It's just basically like this instant connection that feels very familiar and safe. And then with the transitions and transformations, especially with the 4 of Wands here, talking about leveling up. Like I said, you guys might jump the gun and you might have a boyfriend before you come back. We also have power here, the Magician, saying that whatever you guys do, whatever you want, is up to y'all. This is a free will territory. This is nothing to do with anyone else interfering unless you let it. And then we also have intuition. So follow your gut. Don't do anything you're not ready for. But if it feels right to you, then it must be. I also see here with the 8 of Pentacles is that there's mutual and equal effort being put into this visit. So I think you guys can bet on having a lot of fun, enjoying one another, and investing, if nothing else. Oh, I just saw the 2 of Cups. And if nothing else, investing further in the relationship. But like I said, you might come home committed. Messages from him. Let's see. I was drinking my little nightcap. I make a cherry mocktail before bed. It's so good. It's one of my favorite things to drink. All right, messages from the Cancer for SE. Messages from the Cancer, please. All right, so we have I want a new chapter with you. I am always longing for you. I don't want to run anymore. Really like that card. The way you love can never be matched. I also have a card here of forgiveness. So maybe he wants to, maybe he's saying like, I want to set the record straight. I hope that I haven't completely ruined things. Let's see. Give me 2 more messages, please. More messages. I want you to be a part of my future. One more message. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. So with that one, that last one, I'm not like 100% sure because again, I'm sure you guys are talking, but maybe his main message there is that he has come to a decision or that he has clarity now because of you and something along those lines. Yeah, but that's what I've got for USB. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh my god, I just cut the deck. I swear to God, I just cut the deck and I have I want you. Oh, I already said this one. I want you to be a part of my future and I haven't given up on us. The commitment card is here. So we shall see, SB. We'll see what happens. Let me know if you have any final questions before I head out. I just checked as well. It doesn't look like I have any other donations for tonight. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. It looks like my friends have left. I see people in here, but I don't know who is in here. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to sign off for the day. As long as my internet works okay next time, then I should be here tomorrow. Talk to you guys later. Have a great night.